but that led me to thinking about today, and we don't need to answer that together here, but that's one for you to think about if you like. But that led me to this for our further thinking and development in today's learning. Whose rules do we use? Whose rules do we use? Okay. Now I'm going to have two transcripts coming up. I'm going to show you the first transcript. So have a read. Here we go. Transcript A. Okay. Everybody have a mental shot of everyone got it? Okay, I'm going to go back to A, just a quick shot, if you will. Here's B. With your partner, talk about these two transcripts. Do you like one better than another? What do you see? What do you think? How do you feel about them? Talk to each other. Ready? Go.
I think it's great. I'm throwing this right in ChatGPT or DeepSeek. I'm putting them in 3 groups. Who do you listen to? Your mama, your grandmother, your teacher, your coach? Why should we listen to our founding fathers? I'm everything, and I'm going to hit them with Google Scholar. You using Google Scholar in the classroom? My 6th graders know how to use Google Scholar. I don't want to say another. You got to use Google Scholar because when you use Google Scholar, you're going to have high quality sources. My 6th graders know, is it a scholarly source? Is it a trusted article? If it's less than 5 years old, it's good. If it's more than 7 years old, we don't want to use it. How many citations, right? How many times has it been cited? Come on now, we know about masters and bachelors. So I've been using that the last couple of years. You talk about higher level thinking, but sometimes they get lost in the review of the word. They go a little too deep, so I kind of have to reel them back. But they love Google Scholar because they're learning how to identify higher quality sources. So when we have a classroom debate, we speak with intelligence. So I do that. They like it. It's a lot of prep work, but if I can prep it and have some AI preps, but Google Scholar is, we can't save the links in Google Scholar because our district, they lock that down because they feel like it's a threat. But the front end of the Google Scholar is available for the kids. So what I need to do this year is get a printer in my room and just print out some high quality articles, have them read it. So I like discourse. I want them to think.
Yeah.
Let's debate. Let's argue.
Oh, I would ask the question.
Come on, and this would be
Tell me, right?
this would be a do now. You got 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I want 5 sentences.
Right, at your table.
Right.
Talk. You got
Yep.
5 minutes, talk first.
Mm-hmm.
Now, write it down.
And then I'm gonna come around each group, tell me what you think. I'm gonna have a rubric. Here's your rubric on the board. I'm going through everyone. I want a grade. So I try to have those type of high quality, very direct and on purpose, impactful activities. And if I have a class that really wants to go deep, that's my higher level class because I've had a chance to teach 8th grade advanced. I've taught AP before. But I think with the AI, with more sources that are out, more information is available, but more misinformation
Correct.
too, right?
Well, this is
So I think that's really going back to this question.
Oh yeah, they love it.
My daughter is the one that actually stirred it up and got me thinking about this compelling question because she came home one day just mad. Dad, I can't believe this happened. And so I'm like, well, what's going on? And she said, well, why do I have to follow the handbook rules at school? She said, I didn't get any say in those rules. Why do I have to follow them? I said, well, that's a really great point. What are you going to do about it? Well, she did something about it and changed the school rules this year to be more gender neutral in how the dress code looks in the student handbook. Now, we could have a whole argument about dress code and what that is and isn't what it does. But she and her students formed a committee and made change. But I think what was really fascinating, so they did social studies. But in terms of whose rules do we use? And we see these two different approaches. Now, there's a lot of conversation when I show these transcripts about, particularly elementary level, sometimes you gotta get moving. But, I think going that really hit my heart hard, because I'm guilty of transcript A. Because I was worried about getting through the content expectations. Checkbox, 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 checkbox. And I was forgetting about the depth. And the question along these lines creates opportunity for C3 inquiry, yes?
Yeah.
So transcript B, it's not perfect. But it does open the questioning space and invites the student in to work forward. So we're looking for instructional shifts as social studies leaders in creating the learning spaces that we do, right? And here are these shifts we're looking for. Making good questions. By the way, as a teacher, are you the only one that has to create these questions? No. It's a learning community. Rely on your students. One really solid example, which is fascinating to me, is a pair of teachers. They meet every unit. Now, they taught similar curriculum, and they may not be the case for you. But they shared their work, the shared coursework that they were doing. So they had to kind of sort of be on the same page. But they invited student representatives in at the end of every unit, told them the topics that were coming up, and asked them, how would you like to learn these topics? So the students gave them feedback. And then they asked the students, what types of questions should we ask your peers when learning this? The students gave feedback. And they planned their units completely around the student voice that was provided to them. Is that a lot of work?
Yep.
Yes. Powerful. Cultivating and nurturing collaboratives, right? So connecting to that example, integrating content and skills, have purpose for what it is you're doing. Promoting disciplinary literacy, yes, you need to do literacy work in social studies.
Mm-hmm.
And provide tangible opportunities for taking informed action, the doing. Social studies is all fun and games to learn, but when it's, let's do it. Let's get after it. How do I make a difference in society? What things students do? It's pretty powerful when you let them do it. So what should I do with teaching comprehensive history? And our leaders to start our day out were great because they kind of answered my question. I don't know, I had this whole slide, I'm like, oh man, they just did my whole thing, so thanks. But here are approaches that you might consider. There are many more, but here are just a few. Be intentional and authentic. Don't fluff it. Don't hide it. Tell it like it is. It is what it is, so tell it like it is. That's really important. To invite in, watch, have storytellers come in. Not you telling the story. Lived experiences, for example. Stories. Let them be out there. Use themes, big ideas, teaching a comprehensive history approach with the webinar. Use this thematic approach. Use it. Revolutions, civil rights movements. Use the themes that our content expectations provide the avenues for, which are forever. You can do what you need to do within that space. Use art. I love using art as an educator. Images, right? Using paintings, music, poems. One of the most unique teaching experiences I had as a student, for example, was listening to a song called F the Police by NWA in my room. By the way, I was raised by a police officer.
Sounds about right, though.
I had one of the engaging conversations with a man that I admired, my father, of course, around why I was listening to this music. Knowledge around that aspect of music. My students loved 80s rap, by the way, when I was playing in the classroom. And it worked really great when it came to lessons and teaching comprehensive history. Explore and question primary and secondary sources. Often students think because you put it in front of them, it's factual. You did it, so it must be factual. And I hope you should be. You should be putting that. But we need to be teaching them in turn that to really look at the document. Is this, as an educator, do you believe this resource is factual? Make sure they have the skills to engage in that aspect. As noted in the conversation, I heard it on Snap, so it must be true. Right. Now the last one is pulling in some science thinking. Problem, project, and place-based experiences. Get learning outside of the classroom walls. I know it's a lot of work. Figuring out busing, finding funding to do this type of work. It's a lot, I get it. Maybe it's not every day or every other week or something, but something. Let them touch history. Let them see the signs of history. Let them stand in the middle of a field, right, of which a historical event occurred that directly attaches to them. That's learning. Powerful. Go beyond the classroom. At the end of the day, it is a mission of the work we're doing. When you became a social studies educator or chose this path, you chose to be part of the social studies club. Congratulations. And whether or not you knew this, you are responsible for what's behind me here. All of these things. And law might be a strong word to say, but I like it, I guess. But it literally is the law to do this work for you. And for your schools and districts to support you in this work. When we eliminate something from this, or hide something from this, or we edit the work we're doing, that may not be inclusionary or accepting, I don't know that we're really doing social studies to the extent it should be done. This is the mission. At the end of the day, when we look at our content expectations, and the geography people really get mad at me for saying this, but I'm just going to go with it, is that our social studies areas of geography, civics, economics, we'll throw personal finance in there, history. At the end of the day, it's really about citizenship. And while that term is a conversation in itself, I think it's really around this global participation, global citizenship space. How they can have the skills, our students can have skills to be participants in their future communities, current and future communities. So it's on our shoulders to really help drive this forward. Again, it's a mission. Couple minutes.
Look at it.
How are you doing this? Tell them something you're really good at in this area.
So I started with using it
You need to use this.
just this summer. We have general.
Same thing.
Yeah, okay.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Look at it, click it. I'm going to show you where my thinking is. You'll get some ideas. Ask me. I have to refresh. It should work. Don't worry. Click on it again. It should open up. Or I might have to go in theirs. I want you to see it. I use it. I'm not just talking.
Yeah.
I use it.
Well, yeah, they introduced, well, no, I've done curriculum work, so like, I got some information, but the district hasn't really gotten much yet.
It's kind of doomed. We had training 2 years ago. You need to have open-minded people. Your kids already know about it. They're already
Right.
using it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, they're like, who knows AI? I teach Jarvis said some of my kids, but the new chat GT.
Okay, thanks for the conversation. I know you all are doing amazing stuff in your classrooms and are excellent in these categories
It's your
in many
teaching
ways.
assistant.
I want to challenge you further
It'll
though.
make your life easier.
So
Once you see
now
it.
that we've been thinking about the mission, what might you adjust? So in your head, so you have it leaving a conference or a note for yourself. What's something you want to work on, lifting when you get back to your leading your classrooms, your learning spaces? Ready? The change. Go.
I just want to make them more patriotic, love our country, protect our country, accept people from different races. And what does it mean to be a citizen? Learn to vote.
Yes.
You know, if you want to go to the Army, fine. If not, that's fine. Clean your neighborhood. Pick up trash. You know, if someone is threatening your neighborhood, tell someone. You know, we're not. Look, outside of Dear born is the largest area outside the Middle East with our Muslim brothers and sisters. Embrace that. Let's go get some food. Let's go talk to the people. Let's go see the coach. You remind me of my Dallas. There's a twin. She looks just like you. Yeah.
When I teach religion, that's what I always tell them.
Yes.
Like, you're not going to remember all the little things.
No.
But just be more understanding. Of
Yes.
people. Be more open-minded. Ask questions.
100%.
Like, that's how you learn things.
Yeah. Why are you scared?
It's okay that we're different. Like,
Yeah.
let's
We love
learn.
to. Yes. Let's embrace it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't do enough inquiry, I'll be honest with you.
I do.
Okay, thanks for thinking with me. With the remaining time, I do want to
You
share
can do
a few resources for you. So
You can
if
do
you
your
want to
stuff.
take
You can
pictures,
get your
and I
little
was
things
a question
done.
about, can we get a PDF of this? Sure, I'm gonna work with John Ferris and try to make
Nice.
this available for you all.
Yeah.
Have the links to this. So, but for now, here's a quick review. So you have some sources for out the door. First, as noted several times, use your content expectations. They're the center of your world. So use them. They are your shield. They're your guard, if you will. They're your permission to do your job. So use them.
Do you use Canva?
Secondarily, I want to point out Dr. Garcia, so thank you for being in the room.
Yes,
Dr.
let it
Garcia,
sit.
who has been
Pro,
incredible
that's in the
at
social
leading and
Let
pushing
them
forward the
create.
Teaching Comprehensive
What a
History
wonderful
webinar
topic.
series.
ChatGPT.
She is
Tied
just
to ancient history.
you've done great. So just a thank you to her for this. The series is there, like Dr. Rice was noting it. It is powerful in terms of content and history that many of us didn't receive in our pre-service education. So I welcome you as educators to check it out. Recordings. And we're still working on adding more.
But that's okay. I mix
Hang
it
in
up.
there.
Mix it up a little bit.
I would like to say that we have funding for
Hey.
2023 that is still pushing forward. The 99D grant, which is supporting our learning, helping support the learning experience here. 99F grant went to personal finance, which, by the way, the personal finance law is truly about equity. So at the end of the day, that is an equity work project. And we have our colleagues from the Learning by Hearings here. I see Joel in the back there, who some money, 32X, went to supporting civic education in this round too for equity work. So kudos to Michigan for doing that. MD Resources in terms of our literacy team has been awesome, and particularly in developing diverse libraries for elementary classrooms, and I think it's borrowable for secondary classrooms. So definitely go in, and they're doing webinars themselves, pushing in this space. So please check it out. MCSS is doing some incredible work, who in turn really has pushed science and social studies to the forefront. MySocialStudies.org, I'm going to leave this here because if you want a one-stop shop place to find your resources, MySocialStudies.org is it. I will tell you that we have this linked to the department website as well. But your regional consultants, including myself, are adding resources to this on the regular. So when I say social studies leaders, are regional consultants, lead teachers at school districts, etc. So there's a multitude of resources here to help support your work. So mysocialstudies.org is a great space to get to. I also want to lift the Indigenous education community. They're doing a wonderful job in resource development. They have a whole link for educators and resources to support here. Particularly CM10 and Mondonganen. I recommend using that, particularly if I'm an elementary educator. It's phenomenal. Happy to say that in development is the lifting of the social studies and science work, so changing landscapes. What can it look like at elementary schools specifically about scheduling? And also a fun, kind of a neat project in the works right now, it's slow, but it's in development, are competencies specifically for social studies, science, and secondary math. So we're developing those, which will help with a question that I often get is, what are the big ideas of social studies? I think these competencies will help narrow that down. Okay, so from my desk again, the 4 bullets I started with. Use context expectations, use inquiry, communicate with your community, administration, and advocate. So, but take away and know that to teach with confidence, know you're doing your job, and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. So keep at it. Use inquiry, use context expectations as your guide. Lift the social studies, and you have resources, and you have people. They're here. And if, at worst, you need something, you contact me, and I'll help you out too.
That's what's up.
That's my spiel. Thanks, everybody.
Lunchtime.
That's quick.
Yes.
We should